Welcome all. In this class, we are going to discuss about newspaper report. In the last class, we dealt with how to write a magazine report and what a report is. Now, in this class, we are going to deal with how to write a newspaper report. So, in the first slide, we are going to discuss about the format of writing the newspaper report. The first one you have to write when you are asked to write about a newspaper article. The first one is the headline or it is the title. The title should be descriptive in nature. So it should deal with what you're going to. The reader should have an idea about what they are going to read. So it should be descriptive in nature with a minimum number of words. So that is the first thing that you have to write in a newspaper report is a headline. The second one is a byline, that is the name and also the designation. So you have to write the name of the person who is writing the report and also his designation. Never mention any kind of personal details. And the next one you have to write in a newspaper report is the place and date of reporting, which is absent in a magazine report, but it is to be mentioned in a newspaper report. The next one is the opening paragraph. The opening paragraph of a newspaper report should be an expansion of the title itself. So it should give an explanation about the title of the newspaper report. Then the next paragraph should deal the account or the event in detail. The second paragraph should be the description of the event that has happened in chronological order. That is what happened first, then after that what happened. It should be given in chronological order. Then the next paragraph should deal with the perception of the eyewitness. So if there is any eyewitness, you have to give an account of that also. Then the last paragraph or the concluding paragraph, it should deal with the action that has been taken so far and what action will be taken with respect to this event. So these are the things that should be included in a newspaper report. So the first one is the headline. The second one is the byline, which includes the name of the person who is writing the report and his designation. Then the place and date of reporting, which should be followed by the opening paragraph. It should be an expansion of the title. Then the account of the events in detail, which should be followed by the details of the eyewitness. Then the concluding paragraph. Concluding paragraph should deal with the action which has been taken with regard to the report and so on. So the next one, this is the format of the report writing or the newspaper report. That is, first one is the headline, which is followed by a byline, then date, place, body. So these are the main things that are to be mentioned in the newspaper report. Now, tips to attempt a question on report writing. What are the main things that you have to consider when you attempt in a report, where it can be both a magazine report or whether it can be a newspaper report. So you have to be make sure that the language use is very simple. Never use any complicated vocabulary while addressing or while describing an event. And you make sure you write in paragraphs. So the first one is you have to be very mindful about your language. Never use any kind of complex English. It should be in very simple English, and you have to write it in paragraphs. Then you have to go through as many samples as you can, because it will give an idea of how to write it accurately. Then you have to read the question twice, because in many cases we have found that the students have never read the questions correctly. So the answers that are written in newspaper report may be far from what the question might have. So what the question is. So you have to read it very carefully. Only then you have to answer. Then plan before you pen. Plan before you pen means you should have an idea of what you are going to write. So you have to mention or you have to form an idea. Without that, don't write it spontaneously. First, you have to format a rough draft. After that, you can go for the fair. Then you have to check for grammatical accuracy and spelling that carry marks. So you have that is one point which has been described in the first point. It's don't make it complicated. So always use simple English. That will help in reducing the spelling mistake as well as grammatical errors. Now leave an adequate number of lines between paragraph to make it clean. So don't look it cramped, and you have to use small sentences. This will help in limiting grammatical inaccuracies. So these are the tips that you have to follow while answering questions to report writing. Now this is a sample report relating to newspaper. So a super specialty hospital was inaugurated in your town by the health minister. As a reporter from the Hindu, write a brief report on the same to be published in the newspaper. This is the question. So the first one is the title, the headline, Super Specialty Hospital Inaugurated. That is the title, which is followed by, who has written, Harika Singh, for comma, her designation, that is staff reporter. So the first one, headline, followed by byline, that is the name of the person. So you have to mention this by. After that, you have to write the name, then followed by the punctuation mark, comma, then the staff reporter. So this is written in the center part of the answer sheet. Then the next one is place and date. Here, New Delhi. After that, you have to put a comma. Then you have to write the the date, 8th August 2000. You can write 2020 or 2021 as you wish. So the first one is place followed by a comma, then followed by the date. The date should be written in this format, which is followed by a colon. Then the first one, as we have already discussed, the first line should be an expansion of the title. So you can read this carefully, and you can have an idea about what the article is about. So you have to take into account these things: the title followed by the byline, then place, date followed by a colon. Here three punctuation marks are used. The first one is used after the name, the second one after the place, which is followed by the date, which is followed by a colon. After that, it is divided into different paragraphs. So this is how this is a sample of a newspaper report. Then this is an assignment which you have to write and submit in the Google Classroom. So as you were traveling by train, you happened to witness an accident at an unmanned level crossing. As a reporter of a newspaper, write a report on the accident, including details of the number of people injured and the extent of damage caused. So you have to write it as an assignment, and you have to submit in the Google Classroom. I think this is clear to you. So we have come to a close of the report writing, especially newspaper report in this class. If you have any queries, you can post in the comment box. Thank you.